Hi, all the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic, seer, and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for this full moon in Scorpio, May 12th, 2025, psychic crystal reading for each of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. The earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. You may want to watch this entire video because this full moon in Scorpio energy is not just going to affect your sun sign element only. So if you know the element that corresponds to each your sun, moon, and rising sign, and even cusp sign, you may want to check those elements out in this video. Remember, sometimes your rising sign and your moon sign will resonate more for you than your sun sign. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, sometimes your psychic predictions and messages are coming to you from there, so you might want to check that out. So before I get started, I just want to say here, if you are interested, I recorded a very long special video series for each sign of the zodiac for Neptune in Aries, which will be in Aries. It's a psychic tarot and oracle card readings for Neptune in Aries for each sign of the zodiac. This is covering a 14-year time period. It started on the 30th of March, then it will end at the March of 2039. So you may want to check these videos out and periodically go back to them over the 14-year period to see what I got there. There's, how many positions were in that reading? I forget how many cards were in it, but it was a lot. These readings were like an hour long, so before they were edited. So you may want to see what my guides had to say for your sun sign, or maybe even your rising sign if you want to get that as well, to see how this Neptune in Aries energy will be affecting you. Also, don't forget my psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac for the month of May 2025. They're like an expansion and a continuation of the psychic tarot readings I do at the beginning of the month. So if you're not checking those out, you're missing out on some predictions and messages that could be helpful to you, and they are very reasonably priced. They're under $3 for the crystal readings, so you may want to check those out. They're available on Vimeo. Those links are down below in the description box under the video, and eventually the links will get on my website. I've been really busy. I need to update that and get more of the links over there. So they're also going to be on my website, the links, to get those videos on Vimeo. So all that being said, now on to your psychic crystal reading for this full moon in Scorpio, May 12th, 2025. And I'm starting with the element of earth. This is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. You could cause a lot of disruption. My guides are saying bringing down the house. This full moon in Scorpio for you earth signs, whether it's your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign, it will be bringing down the house in some way. Now, that could literally be you earth signs may be tearing down walls, brick walls, cinder block walls, sheetrock walls, tearing down the house, literally tearing it down and building up a new house. But tearing down the house could also be partying, like you're tearing down the house with all your, partying activity, or it could be tearing down the house where you're like ripping through there and letting people have it. Like tearing down the house, like, things need to shape up or ship out. You're going to have a lot of suspicions drive up for you, you earth signs. And I see you really analyzing and looking at things very carefully and suspiciously. Like, could be people, Could be situations, could be corporations, it could be politicians, it could be people you personally know. Some of you earth signs are going to have to take a class or a course to update or upgrade knowledge and information you already have about something. Something you already know. It could be about computers, or could be about laws, rules, regulations, could be about anything that you know how to do. You know, things improve, things get updated. So you may find that you have to update your knowledge and information by taking some kind of training program, course, or class over the course of the next 2 weeks or up to 30 days, or especially the days around the full moon in Scorpio, which is on May 12th. Some of you are going to be putting out flyers, notifications, like I was just telling a client this the other day, we used to put flyers up at the supermarket and flyers underneath people's windshields, or flyers in people's mailboxes. It could be literal flyers, but it could be like things you're sending out on the internet, or in some other format. Standing at people going in a store and handing out flyers like, hey, take this, check this out, this is going to happen or come up. So you could be promoting yourself, your job, your work, a business, something that you're creating or doing, or some event. And you may be, so that's what I feel my guides mean about putting out flyers. If you have to take any tests or exams, I feel like you're going to pass. Or if you have any kind of review, like employee review or student review, or something of your work is getting examined or reviewed in some manner, I feel you'll also do very well or pass or get good marks with that. If you need to stand out in a lineup, not lineup like cop, not like jail lineup, not a criminal lineup, like in a lineup of candidates to be selected for a job, or a lineup of people auditioning for a part in a play, in a movie, in some other type of production, or a lineup of something where you would get chosen. You, earth signs, are going to stand out in the crowd and get selected for something. This is a positive thing, not a negative thing. Some of you are going to make more money, especially through some kind of project that you are building, creating, working on. Could be your own business, could be a website, could be a project you're doing for a company or business you work for that could somehow get you a raise, a promotion, more clients, more customers. But I see you working on some kind of project where you make more money. And these energies are going to last until the next full moon in June. Now, here are the 3 cautions for the earth signs. You have to really, really, really be careful you don't stick your nose in other people's business. And it could be so easy to do, especially if it's one of your kids or, a really close friend. You may be like thinking you're being helpful, or, you're wanting to know some kind of detail because you want to do something nice for them or help them. It's not necessarily for a negative, nefarious reason, but it won't go over well with the person you're doing it to. And you may be taken back and surprised by their reaction. You could get stomach sick and vomit. It could be from some ingredient in something you're eating that turned and was off, or was not processed properly, or something. Because I feel like it's food related. So it could be when you go out to eat, or maybe chicken didn't get cooked all the way and you didn't know, or So you got to be careful and mindful of what you eat. Could even be a medication or something you're not used to taking and you take it and it makes you get sick. So some of you could have stomach upset and vomit in the next 30 days. But I feel it's food related or medicine related. Okay, this is a weird message. I'm hearing that some of you earth signs are going to try to wipe the slate clean of some memory of somebody that was at one point important in your life. And if you try to wipe that memory out of your life, somehow it's going to come back to haunt you. The person could haunt you, or you could get haunted in your dreams, or you could just feel guilty later that you tried to wipe the memories or slate. And so when you try to wipe memories away, what are you doing? You're usually throwing out any cards you got from them, any photographs of them or the two of you together, or any gifts you've received from them, or anything like that. It's like you're trying to wipe them out or erase them, but there's going to be some kind of repercussions of that later on. So I know that sounds like a weird message, but welcome to Psychic Readings. There's going to be weird messages here. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the element of water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. This full moon in Scorpio could really make you water sign people want to change something about your life. It could be like change your diet, change your physical appearance, change what you're eating, because I feel like it's really connected to do with physical bodily changes or dietary changes. Some of you could want to take somebody out to dinner. It could be a friend that you just want to take them out and hang out with them. But it could be somebody that you're interested in romantically, and you may feel like, hey, you know what? I'd really like to go out on a date. I'd like to take you out. That energy is here for some of you water signs over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days until the next full moon, which is in June. Some of you may feel like you want to privatize things and also keep some things hidden and not visible to the public. So privatizing to me means, I'm not sure how to explain it. Where somebody maybe would have to pay for something that you've created or are doing. I'm not sure if that's the right explanation, but I also am seeing like you keeping things like not open to the public. Could be your social media feed, on any platform, could be videos or other things you create. So think of the word privatize, look it up, because I might not be right about privatizing, but I do see for sure you wanting to not have things wide open to the public. And so I do see that aspect of it, but privatize could mean other things. And you guys can share with me in the comments section down below what privatize means to you. But like I said, part of it is definitely where you don't want things visible to the public, like your pictures, your social media accounts or feed, things of that nature. But I feel like they mean more than that. So you can let me know. Some of you are going to get an invitation to something that could be quite spectacular. It could be a wedding. It could be some kind of big event, a ball, or, you know, a festival, a big festival, big type of gathering. I feel that that kind of invitation is coming to you. Some of you are graduating, moving up a level. It could be from school or some kind of training program, but it could also be in your job. You could be graduating and moving up and getting promoted to another level. This could be a spiritual elevation or graduation. It could be a relationship, graduating and moving up to a next level. Some of you are going to get to be in charge of something or a program or some class or course or situation that is a pilot program that's new. It's just starting and you could get put in charge of it. It could be at work. It could be in a club, group, or organization setting. So you have to see where and how that applies to you. You're going to be happy about it. This is a positive thing. I don't feel it's something you don't want to do. It's something you do want to do. My guides are saying for the water signs, logistics change. And this change will be better for you. So it could be in a work setting. Maybe they're moving your cubicle or your desk or your office to another part of the building or to another, maybe they have a more than one location and the logistics for you is going to change because they're going to move you from this location to that location. It could be your own residence, your own home. Logistics could be changing within your home, like from you're going to be in this room, now you're over in this room, like your bedroom. It could be your residence, you could be moving, but I get logistics changing for you, and this is a blessing. So now I'm going to look at the 3 cautions for the water signs from the energies of this full moon in Scorpio. Some of you better be careful. You're going to shred documents or papers, but especially documents. You could just be throwing them out, but I'm hearing shredding them, and you're going to need them later. So be careful of getting rid of documents in whatever manner, or especially shredding them. Something you eat. Some of you are going to end up telling me this. I can already see it coming in the comment section. I can see it in my third eye in my mind. Something's going to give you the hiccups. And you may be like, so what, hiccups? Hiccup, big deal. It could be hiccups that you can't get rid of for a while. Or you could be in an embarrassing situation, like trying to give a speech or, trying to give a toast or trying to be on a date with someone new or having an important business meeting and you eat or drink something. I feel it could have to do with milk products or even plant-based milk products like almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk. I really feel it's one of those, which you wouldn't think would cause that. I don't know, but I feel like it's a milk product or a plant-based milk product that's going to give you the hiccups. It's going to be an embarrassing situation. So if you have a date coming up or an important business meeting or a speech, stay away from dairy products prior to it or you're going to have this hiccuping explosion. Something that you purchase and value, something you purchased of value is going to drop in value. I feel like it's an item that you thought, oh yeah, this is going to hold its value. But it doesn't. It's going to drop in value, at least over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days until the next full moon in June. But it could even last longer than that. It could even be like a stock or cryptocurrency. It could even be involving that. So I hope these messages were of help to you and I hope they made sense. Now on to the element of fire. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I just want to jump in here and add that I have another video series available for you that I didn't know whether it would be finished and edited in time for you to hear about in this video, but I have recorded for Vimeo Saturn in Aries psychic tarot readings. These predictions last for 2.5 years. Saturn will enter Aries on May 24th, 2025 until September 1st, 2025. Then it will retrograde back into Pisces for about 6 months until February 13th, 2026, and go out all the way until April 12th of 2028. So if you want to see what I got for you with these Saturn in Aries readings, you may want to check them out and get your sun sign and your rising sign. Could be very helpful for you. I thought these were really interesting readings, so hopefully you will also feel this way. As I said, the links are down below in the description box in the Show More section, and when I can finally get to it, the links will also be on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. This is a full moon that could bring the fire signs energy where you may overpromise and bite off more than you can chew in a situation or a project. Some of you fire signs may be going through trying to heal some kind of emotional wound over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days, but especially the days around the full moon in Scorpio, which is on May 12th. And this could be through your own research, finding things online of how you could heal. It could also be, because I feel it's more like emotional healing, mental and emotional and spiritual healing. But for some of you, it could be some kind of physical problem. And whatever it is, you may be seeking out counseling, therapy, a doctor, a naturopath. But for some of you, I feel it could be like a counselor, a therapist, or trying to heal something on your own. But I feel it's more like emotionally is what it feels strongest to me. This is going to invigorate some of you fire signs where you're really going to want to dive into something. It could be like a series on Netflix. It could be dive into some new craft or new hobby or new skill. Or maybe you're new to psychic readings or astrology, or you're trying to learn something yourself, and this energy of the full moon in Scorpio is going to make you want to dive into whatever is really piquing your interest over the next 30 days. Yet conversely, some of you fire signs are going to want to lay back, take it easy, and maybe even go on a vacation. So I see like a big dichotomy there. Some of you fire signs are going to want to dive into something you're really excited about and interested in. And others of you fire signs are going to feel like, I want to kick back, I want to lay back. I'm seeing you having a cool drink in a lounge chair with an umbrella over you and a little straw hat, and you want to like kick back in your backyard or go on vacation somewhere. So now here are the 3 cautions for the fire signs. You have to be careful you don't read too much into situations. You may be hypersensitive at this time, and you may think like somebody's like offending you and they're really not, or giving you a left-handed compliment, but that's not really what's going on. So don't try to overanalyze or read too much into situations that are kind of making you feel like your feelings are hurt or you're getting offended or making you mad, because I don't feel like you're really reading the situation right. So, I got to jump back. Some of you are going, did I say this already? It may have come up in the water signs. Some of you, a position is getting elevated and it could be like a bigger position for you. It could be a new job, but it could be at a place you already work and your position's getting elevated. The water signs, I think, got something like that. But my guides just said it to me, even while I was looking at the cautions. They just like, I guess they wanted me to pay attention. You may find that you have to do things over again, even triple times. So this could be frustrating for you. Like if you had to, especially I'm seeing a computer. So for some of you, it could be on the internet, something you're writing or working on, and it gets lost or you screwed it up in some way or something happened and you have to redo it. But I feel like it could be 2 or 3 times you have to redo something. This could also be, the other thing I'm seeing is a garage or a shed outside. You're outside and there's wood, and I see planks of wood. So it could be something you're trying to build that you like, oh, okay, I'm putting it together. And then you're like, whoops, that wasn't right. Now I got to take it apart. And okay, now I've got to figure it out. Now I'm putting it together. And then it's like, that wasn't right either. Now I got to do it a 3rd time. And this could be if you purchase anything like from IKEA, Target, whatever, wherever you get something that comes in a box, a shelf, a cabinet, a crib, or whatever, you may find that you have to keep repeating, putting it together 2-3 times. You have to be very careful that you use your powers for good and not for evil. My guides are saying, don't jump over the chain of command. If you try to go over somebody's head, like at work or in some other situation, somehow it's not, even if it looks like that benefits you on the onset at the beginning, in the long run, it's not going to. So you don't abuse power. Don't abuse your power to manipulate and control situations. And don't go over, like you have to follow the chain of command. Don't go over other people's heads, because it's going to be a problem for you later. Maybe not right now, maybe in 3 or 6 months from now, it could be a big problem. So heed those words, But I really feel bad for the fire signs with having to do things 3 times that they don't want to do. I really do, because I can feel that pain. And I have Aries rising, so that could literally apply to me, and I don't want to have to do something 3 times. I really don't. If I'm working on something, I want to do it once. Please, no. Please, no, full moon in Scorpio. Please, no. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. And if they don't make sense now, they may make sense later. Now on to the element of air. This is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This full moon in Scorpio could bring up the humor in the air signs. You may find the days around the full moon in Scorpio, which is on May 12th, and for the next 30 days, you could be like extra witty, extra funny. And people always like it when other people are witty and funny, right? This full moon is going to lead the air signs to take things personally and be more sensitive emotionally. Some of you could have problems with your urinary tract. You could get an infection, could have to do with your bladder, or a urinary tract infection could kick up for you. I recommend cranberry juice. Other people could dispute that. And I'm sure if you know in the comment sections to help out the air sign people and the people that have elements of air, elements of air, sun, rising, or moon sign, put your remedies down below. Help out the air sign people, because maybe you know some natural things that can help with urinary tract infections. You have to be careful, even though this isn't the warning portion. You're getting warnings right off the bat. Don't try to bend over backwards to please people, because it's going to fall flat. You're going to be disappointed. If you do things to try to, like, if you want to do something nice and don't have expectations of how people are going to react or respond. Just do it to be nice and leave it at that. But if you do something to be nice and it's super kind, it could be giving people something or going out of your way to help somebody, you could get very disappointed at the lack of gratitude or appreciation that you get. So keep that in mind. If you get a psychic reading, an astrology reading, or some type of report, could be a medical report or some other type of report given to you, it's going to be good news. You're going to get good news, or it'll be an interesting, helpful report for you. It'll be positive. Some of you could receive, some of you air signs could receive some kind of honor, notoriety, positive notoriety, or reward, or an award, or some type of recognition between now and the full moon in June. Some of you could inherit something. Now, it could be cash, or it could be something like an antique or something of value. So inheriting something that's got value comes up here for some of you air signs. So now here are the 3 cautions for the air signs from the energies of this full moon in Scorpio. Time could be feeling pressuring to you. And you may feel like your biological clock is ticking. That could be maybe if you want to have a family, conceive. So it could be around fertility that your biological clock is ticking. You could also feel like maybe there's certain goals or things you wanted to achieve or do, and your time is ticking. And time could feel pressuring to you, or like it's getting away from you. So this is coming up in the caution or warning. So I would take that to mean try not to do that and let yourself get sucked into the trap of fixating or worrying or fretting about time, especially when it relates to your physical body or things to do with your physical, like I said, fertility, reproduction, reproductive fertility, but it could also have to do with aging. Some of you could receive some kind of notice or warning that something's going to get torn down. So it could be like the house next door to you is going to get torn down and they have to warn you. Because, that's going to cause noise and dust and rubble and ruckus and construction. It could be something else that's getting torn down. It could be torn up, like a road or sidewalks or curbs. But I feel it may be more like a structure of like a building. But it could be anything. But you get some kind of notice about it. And I feel like you're not going to like it. That's why it's coming up as a caution or a warning. you got to be careful over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days that you don't spend money. Be careful of spending too much money without thinking. It doesn't even have to be big purchases. You could just be spending money like water, like buy. Like tone that down, tone that down. And the winner of the Taurus Zodiac necklace that I showed you guys on the new moon in Taurus video is Susan Gibson 7405. And I'm going to pin you over on that video. You can contact me at luckymermaid7@yahoo.com and provide me your mailing address so I can mail the necklace to you. So stay tuned, because in May at the new moon, I will do another giveaway. So be sure to watch out for that. So congratulations to Susan Gibson 7405. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And please like this video if you liked it. Share it with others if you feel it was worth sharing. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And you know, when you click like, it really helps get this channel and the psychic messages and predictions out. It helps the channel grow, and it helps more people come to hear these messages. So I hope you'll consider clicking like. So I just want to let you know, as I always tell you, I record special video series for Vimeo. And I post them on this platform called Vimeo. And those links are all, not every video I've recorded, but the most recently recorded links are posted down below in the description box under this video. And many of the links, not all of them, because it takes me a while to get them on over there, but many of the links are on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So just to give you a rundown of the most recent video series that are available, as I've already said at the beginning of this reading, my Neptune in Aries Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings are available. They're covering a 14-year time period. They were an hour long before being edited. So these are really long videos, and you can go back and look at them over, keep watching them, go back to them over the 14-year period. There's a lot of predictions and messages in those readings. Also, don't forget my psychic crystal readings for May 2025 for each sign of the zodiac are available. Also, my past, present, and future psychic tarot readings using the Osha Zen Tarot deck are available on Vimeo. My What's Lucky and New for You in 2025 Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings are available. If you haven't checked out what to see what's lucky and new for you, you know, we still got like what, 8 months left or 7-8 months left of this year. You may want to see what I got from my guides for you about what's lucky and new. Also, I did 2 eclipse video series for the eclipses we had in March. The first one is the eclipse effects from the full moon lunar eclipse. What was that in? Full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 14th, 2025. Psychic Tarot, Crystal, and Oracle card reading. And also my new moon solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th, 2025. Psychic Tarot, Crystal, and Oracle card readings. You're still being affected by those 2 eclipses. So if you haven't checked them out yet, some eclipse effects will last up to a year. Some it's 3 months is the strongest, 6 months, 9 months, and up to a year. So you may want to check those out. Also, my financial psychic tarot readings for 2025 are available for each sign of the zodiac. And my big love readings for 2025 for singles and couples They're all encompassed in the same reading. First half of the reading is for single people of your sign. Second half of the reading is for couple people of your sign, but I recommend watching the whole video because sometimes there's crossovers in those messages. Also, my New Year 2025 10-card Celtic Cross Psychic Tarot readings. If you haven't gotten your reading yet for the entire year for your sign, that's a lot of predictions and messages. 10 cards, you might want to check those out. And my Psychic Crystal readings for the new year of 2025 for each sign of the zodiac are available. But there's other videos, I'm not naming them all. Those, there's many others. So feel free to scroll down below and look at the videos that are offered, and you can click on the links down there, or you can go check them out on my website, as I said, at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. Also, I just want to let you know, I do post predictions and messages on my YouTube community pages, on my Facebook. If you're not following me on Facebook, you may want to check me out over there at the Lucky Mermaid LLC on Facebook. I also am on Instagram, but I stopped using that account. I barely use it because there were too many scammers. And believe me, people, these scammers copy people's pictures. It'll look just like me because they're using my images. So you can't fall for that. And they misspell, they can't copy the name of the channel or the name verbatim. So they have to misspell something or add something weird, like a dot or something. So don't fall for that. They're trying to get your information. They're trying to skim money from you. So block and report those accounts. I will only contact people on my wait list, which I closed in 2018, and my cancellations list to schedule appointments. I don't contact anybody on social media. I don't do it that way. You have to be on the lists that I already have, and I get in touch with you from there. So don't fall for that stuff, don't fall for it. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I'm also on X at Pam Georgel. I think it's Pamela Georgel at the Lucky Mermaid. That is my handle on X. So I post psychic predictions and messages there as well when I pull usually tarot cards or oracle cards. Also, thank you for the donations. Many of you donate to this channel, and I do appreciate that. It helps keep this channel afloat. And there is a link connected to PayPal down below if you would like to make a donation to this channel. When you buy the Vimeo videos, that's like doing the same thing. But some people don't want to buy the videos. They don't want to go through all that. So making a donation is just as helpful, and I do truly appreciate it. So I hope you all have absolutely wonderful and amazing energy that comes to you from this full moon in Scorpio, May 12th, 2025. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.